DreamHack Master is one of the most important ones for us, that we want to go as far as we can. Well, at the beginning was really tough because we were 14-8 up against North.
Holding on to this still, and now Vitality is getting...
And we lost 16-14 the game.
What is it? Shoot it out, boys!
Getting a slap behind the head starting this tournament was a bit tough, but then we play an IP.
Zaiwu now through smoke, gets the first kill. The normal play, but Zaiwu is waiting. Unbeknownst to him, he threw the smoke and he decides to just go for it anyway. Not the timing here.
I'm really proud of my team today because we came back from struggling at the beginning of the tournament to going to the quarterfinal. Let's see what's going to happen. Everything can happen.
Entered onto CORSAIR, and the rotation for Yuri, just in time indeed.
Playing the playoffs just against these guys is a dream for all of us.
Hence need to start finding a few rounds in a row though, break the economy of Furia if possible. There's the Krieg again.
It's a big thing. It's one of our biggest tournaments yet, so it's amazing.
Down, no mistake, it finds Sergey as well. He's looking for more than just that.
Yeah, we're going to give it all. We made as far as we wanted to go. So now that we're in the playoffs, we don't have anything to lose. They have, so they have to play their top game unless they don't want to win.
I'm just happy and I just want to go as far as we can.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome to the stage for your first quarterfinal, Furia and Vitality.
So I think, you know, if we just look at some of the nitty and the gritty of these guys over the sample size of this tournament, we can maybe take a look at pistol stats. I know it's something that's becoming less and less important, but one of the things I noted was Vitality. They haven't won a huge amount of pistol rounds. I think, you know, they're just above the 50%, below the 50% mark, but they've converted 100% of the time when they have done. So that could be important there. And you look at Furia, they're actually the highest rated in terms of pistols for the entire tournament. And that could really factor in here, because if Vitality can sneak away a couple of these pistols and we see how shaky things start for Furia, they can't get off to those really snowbally leads, that could be a problem. But what I do like is when they do lose the pistol, we saw it a couple times, hasn't had a lot of success just yet, is they drop the Kriegs, they get the plants, they drop the Kriegs, and they take that kind of approach on their T-side force by rounds, which is unique. It's something different, not something I've seen before.
It is a little strange, I'll give it that. And moreover, when we get to see Nuke again in the pool for these guys, we get to see just how dominant they can be if things start to go their way early on.
Surely, and Nuke is going to be an interesting matchup between these two teams. In general, that whole video process, the more I think about it, the more confused I get. If you look into Vitality's map, Inferno, which is Furia's pick, Vitality haven't lost the last 7 times they played the map of Inferno. Last time they lost was to North in March in an online tournament or something like that. So Vitality is a very strong Inferno team, not necessarily a team you want to pick Inferno into. Whereas for Vitality, you're picking into the map that Furia, yes, they did lose yesterday against ENCE for the first time in 20 games on Nuke. So both of the teams are really picking into each other's strengths. So it's a big statement from both of them, and they both must believe that they're the better team.
I mean, we've gotten to the point, though, with both of these teams that you can't even joke about saving strats for playoffs, for later runs. You kind of have to pull it all out now. This has to be where you really push everything you've got to the limit.
I think Furia, who we have on the screen right now, you could hear in that interview that they already feel like they've exceeded, well, they've made their expectation, right? Making the playoffs was their expectation. So if they go any further, then they're exceeding their expectation. And not having to play with any pressure, knowing that you've come as far as you've wanted. If everybody genuinely believes that, which is hard, it's a hard mental mindset to have because we're competitors, you know, they play to win. That it could be a massive string for them to have, because you can just go out there and do whatever you want. Balls to the wall, Counter-Strike, very explosive, yes, that we've already seen from them.
Yep, and the same thing over on the other side, guys, when you start talking about Vitality. They're here in full force. You can see them huddled up now, MBK, RPK, Apex, Alex, and Zaiwu. Now, the most interesting part of this is the IGL from the UK, and they're doing it. They're getting it done.
They're doing it. They're currently ranked as the 5th best team in the world after the Summit Summit victory, that is. And I think Vitality and the whole approach they've had to this is very interesting, because for a long time, as we talked about before as well, the French scene haven't really delivered. It's been a bit of a mess over there, and they haven't really been able to replicate any of the success they had of the early stages within CSGO. This time around, though, you form a new team. You even had Happy on the team in the beginning, but they quickly found out that is not the route we want to go. We want to reform this. We want to learn from some of the other European countries. For an example, Denmark. We want to make sure that this team is more professional, more well-drilled, and actually play Counter-Strike to the current meta. And that's exactly what Vitality have done, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for being here where they are.
Chad, this is a team that's had to start over. I mean, this is a team that had to go to the very, very bottom and work their way up.
And that's why all the wins mean so much to them, right? That's why the yelling I wanted to point out from yesterday, because just to be back at this level competing at this stage of Counter-Strike is hugely important for the likes of Apex and MBK, who were towards the top for a very long time, and then with getting kicked off that G2 team, had to start all over again. You have to play all the online qualifiers, you have to go through everything, you have to rebuild the entire foundation. And something they've been doing very well in this tournament is their CT sides. They're the best CT-sided team in the entire event right now, with 76% roughly of their CT side rounds won, which is huge when the next closest in the whole tournament is FaZe with only 67%.
If you were to remove the names from the Vitality players when they were playing, would you guess they were a French team?
No, because it doesn't feel so forced by and scrimmy. It feels like they have a much clearer game plan, and that's the way that Counter-Strike's gone, right? When French was at its dominant era, that's what it was. It was forced buys, the Tech 9s, they get in your face. They had executes, right? They had game plans, but it wasn't the same well-thought-out puzzle solving as what we see today.
Yeah, and it's certainly been an evolution of the game, not to mention an evolution of the teams at hand. And that, to me, is one of the coolest aspects of it. Also, almost as cool as X-Men Dark Phoenix, which is what's bringing our head-to-head to you. So, when I say that, when I say head-to-head, I'm talking about Apex, I'm talking about Art.
Two of the most explosive players from each of the team, right? Art being the in-game leader for the Furia guys is a little bit of an unorthodox in-game leader. He likes to take matters in his own hands, and that's very admirable. Whereas Apex, obviously not the in-game leader, but this is this highly explosive player that on a good day can destroy anyone and create so much space for his teammates around him and basically win a game all by himself. We've seen some of the same scenarios coming out from Art. When he creates a lot of space with that AWP, he's very dangerous, and his teammates instantly get better.
Yeah, it feels like Art does it when they need to bail them out, right? In that Ents game yesterday, just to win on Train, that very last round that they were able to put on the board, he had the only real weapon, was the AWP, pushed out Ivy, got a bunch of kills, and closed out the game.
Which is just about the best case scenario for them. It's sort of like the best case scenario for you, Twitch chat. You want to get involved? Hashtag Furia, hashtag VIT. That's VIT. That's how you get your votes in for who you think is going to be winning this one. We've given you the green light to spam chat. And in fact, if you're sitting out there in the audience, I'll invite you to do the same thing. I already know you have the app on your phone. You don't have to lie to us. Just go in there and toss a vote.
Who are you voting for?
You know, I don't want to spoil anything.
Twitch chat?
I voted for Twitch.
Can we vote for Twitch chat?
The Australians seem to love them.
I wouldn't do that.
No,
it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But, you know, just before we get stuck into this one here, I mentioned the good CT sides from Vitality. We've seen some very poor CT sides from that to Furia, right? The T sides have been where they've been getting the lion's share of the work done.
Well, you know, Chad, that might just be a tipping point here. That might actually sway the vote a little bit, but I need a vote from you two now. No hanging chads.
I'm very convinced that Vitality will take this 2-0, especially after considering that veto. I think they missed out a little bit not playing Vertigo. They may not have had time to practice it because they're in a very busy schedule right now, traveling, have a lot of tournaments coming up. But they had a big chance of actually implementing Vertigo into the map pool against one of the best teams in the world, which is Vitality right now. They missed out on that chance, and I think they're going to lose 2-0.
Could have been a statement, right? That's what they could have looked to do. I've watched a bunch of Furia games. We saw them at the minor with multiple layers on their T-sided pistols. They buy a lot of utility on Inferno T-sides. If we're looking at this first map, I hope Vitality come out aggressive on their CT side and just really take it to them and force them back into a corner, because I want to see what Furia really have to offer here. But I'm with Jacob. I think just the quality and class of Vitality, where they're at in their careers, what they've experienced, that's all going to culminate here. Whereas Furia are just taking baby steps, right? This is like when we had Ents last year when they were starting to attend their first big tournaments. Right. It's the same kind of thing. They have to go through these trials and tribulations. If they over-exceed too early, I think the drop-off can be quite steep. So I'm backing I'm backing Vitality in here, not Furia. Furia, I think they could put up a fight, but I don't think they'll be able to take the series.
You know, I think you guys are onto something. The reality is this. You're talking about a pedigree within the French scene. You're talking about the experience that the players on the French side have. And I can see that. I can see that for all it's worth. But another part of me really likes the innovation that we're seeing here from Furia. So I'm going to cast my vote for the Brazilians. I do like the
doing an Anders.
Yeah, a little bit sometimes. Speaking of Anders, perhaps we begin to talk about those guys. No, I'm just kidding. We won't be bringing them into the discussion. We will be talking to them a little bit, though.
Hey, Trace.
Hey, guys. You ready for a quarterfinal, are you?
They showed up.
Yeah, we got here quick. Yeah, we're very ready for this quarterfinal. I think this is going to be insane.
Yeah, going to be a really, really good game. I especially think the Clash of Styles is going to be exciting. I look forward to it.
Is that the guy they call him?
So Pimp had something to say, but no one cares.
Out.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with Vitality as well.
It's hard for me to make a prediction because I feel like I would also want to go with Vitality, but I think that's mostly because I just haven't watched a whole lot of Furia games.
Yeah, that too. Well,
I feel
think
like I have a bias.
I think Londas said that Furia are gonna win the major, something like that.
Okay, well he's lost his mind.
So,
I've been getting tweets from Brazilian fans for like months now, where every game they play is a for sure Furia win, and now they're finally doing it, Anders. They finally gotten those wins that everyone has been predicting for months on end, and here we are in the quarterfinals, and they have a real chance to make it into the semifinals. It's not like Vitality has established themselves as this dominant, unstoppable force or anything. There's some real opportunity for Furia to cause another upset and get even deeper into this DreamHack Masters.
Oh, that would be very exciting, wouldn't it? If we get that kind of a show to open the day with, that would be something. We're going to see how it unfolds here. I mean, a little bit of a disappointment, I guess, for some of the community, the fact that we did not get to see Vertigo. For you and I, Moses, I feel like, that might help us out a little bit. Ease us into it.
Well, I've played some Vertigo. I've actually got some experience on that map, but I'm not quite ready to commentate it just yet. That would have been a wild ride. Especially with the new one. I haven't played this new one since they made the updates.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, either way, here we are. No Vertigo. We're going to start out on Inferno, usually the closing map, and we're getting it first up. Furia taking on Vitality. We've seen a lot of resurgences, especially from French players. Kenyes and Shocks playing very well. Apex, RPK, NBK, the old guard of French Counter-Strike, at it again on a big stage here in Dallas.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it's Furia and Vitality here. CORSAIR DreamHack Masters, and Vitality going to be starting on the CT side, Furia on the T side, and I think they're just going to restart the game once, Yeah, I don't mind. It happens early on, that's fine. I just don't want any bugs in the middle of the game.
Yeah, get it all out of the way now.
Yeah, get it all out of the way. That's absolutely fine. So starting CC side, I think that for Vitality, that's going to be amazing. They're going to love that.
Yeah, they certainly will, especially because you get to have someone like a young player like ZywOo get started, have an easier op side on the CT. You can rotate him around, you can get him involved in the game and really have him start to catch fire. He is one of the most exciting players you can watch right now, and I think everyone tuning into this game is in for a treat if he shows up and delivers. But I mean, the story for Furia, they just haven't been afraid. When you watch them play, there's no second guessing. It's all forward, and it's very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, you feel like they've picked the right team name, haven't they? In that sense, like it sort of fits with what we see in the server.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable. Let's just see how this plays out. We've got all the bugs out of the way, and now it's Vitality again. CT side for them. ZywOo quick jump into second mid. You see, saw somebody. That's really low risk, but great information to have. Just spotting a couple of people there.
It's a heavy lean towards this A bomb site early on for Vitality. 4 players. NBK just spotting at the corner and spotting it pretty deep as well. He's not going to have the quickest call. So, I mean, Furia, even when they turn this corner, they can actually press the issue here. They're being cautious. They obviously don't know it's only one defender, but no one's actually budged for Vitality. All 5 players for Furia and Banana. There's no reason for them to stop this hit.
I mean, these are all the grenades they have, so it'd be a little bit strange if they started the run back. NBK has got to come up big here with a USB. He's shooting through. He actually gets one of them in the smoke with a headshot and gets a chance to reload. They haven't run him down yet. He's living for so much longer than he should be able to, but only half of that A-Force actually rotated, so now the others are going to be a little bit late. Vinny doing a pretty good job here in taking down Alex, and now this retake seems very far-fetched.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be able to happen. NBK, he actually got a little luxury. They actually rotated towards CT spawn. That's how they push an attack, so he got some extra time, but I don't think it's enough. Here's Vinny, 2 kills. 3 in the round so far, and he's going to keep pushing forward. Apex is going to fall. He's traded off, and Furia have the pistol.
Job well done, and I mean, he got the headshot through the smoke. That was like the first piece of a little bit of luck there. And then, I mean, if they'd rushed him down, I think he would have been gone even quicker. So, yes. But in spite of that, everybody else from Vitality, which is so far away, wonder if they've been watching demos or if it was that, second mid spot that they got. I'm not sure, but they definitely were confident, Vitality, that it was going to be something happening on the A-bomb side, and it was not. So, you see the results. I mean, a little bit scary gambling in a pistol round.
Yes.
But
if it pays off, it's super nice, right?
Yeah. Oh.
This is a cool stack.
Yeah, I would love to.
We're going to see it in action as well, although maybe not the action they want. I think these guys from CT Spawn, they could actually...
Yeah, they're going to get... I mean, there's going to be flashbangs as well. I think they're going to get wrecked. But it is a wonderful... Oh, there's... He's not going to recover from that for days, is he?
No, he's going to have nightmares trying to pick into that B bomb site. There goes an RPK from ZywOo. He's got -1 now, and Furia still pretty much, well, 2 players committed here to get this bonus money and eliminate these guys, but the bomb and 1 other player have actually gone towards A, which could be a little bit scary. Alex, he's trying to get away, but he just ends up tossing the gun over the fence.
Moses, they were getting close to sort of like an Aztec-type boost in 1.6. You remember those stupid, stupid like 16-man boosts?
That was phenomenal. You don't get to see those too often these days.
No, it can't happen in the same way. Well, you know what? A lot of credit to Vitality. That was great. You know, they didn't do anything for the round, but it was amazing.
It's just fun, the POV of turning the corner. 2-0 for Furia. Guns are out, although not an AWP on ZywOo. He's down to an SMG, probably for the utility. Fast pace. Here we go. The bomb is committing as well. NBK so blind. It's a drive-by from Art. He's not going to stop. It's only ZywOo to defend as the rotations come in. He's still the sole defender here, and he's down. Out for the fight. The bomb is going to get planted, and Vitality might want to call a save.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He actually did just have the MAC-10 out of the window of his low rider, didn't he? Just cruised by, didn't even stop. It's all done. Bomb down. That is so fast-paced. Like, we didn't even get to intro the round. And they were around Arch, you know, taking out 2 people.
And it's crazy they committed with the bomb as well. There was just 2 players going up. That could have been an absolute disaster, but either way, really well done from Furia. And yeah, Vitality's gonna have to keep these guns in their hands. All M4, the UMP as well, some utility to work with, but that one hurts. And I don't know if Vitality, I don't know if they're deep enough into the losing bonus to really make a dangerous buy around this.
You know, hard to say, isn't it? And plus, I mean, whenever they go for like a tactical timeout, Vitality, it doesn't have to be right now, but when they do, that should probably be a point where they should say, hey guys, we knew they were going to play really quick, but let's just remind ourselves it's really quick. And, you know, just get ready. Like, you know, we have to assume that they're going to be doing this a lot, so be ready. They have Molotovs that should help them out, you know, with stopping at least some of that. 3-0 though for the Brazilian side, and an exciting and explosive beginning to the game here.
It's been out of control. This seems like it'll be a bit more calculated for the Furia side. Slower pace. Alex wants to get aggressive, wants to control down, but everyone from Furia has bailed away, but CORSAIR's not going to get out without some damage. Down to 6 HP, but mid-control. Brackets are owned by Furia. Going to turn the corner, RPK with 1. He gets a second as well. Furia, for as aggressive as they were in the last round, they were really tentative to turn that corner. And I think that's what's going to take the round out of their favor. Good flank from Alex as well.
He almost got spotted by CORSAIR, but didn't quite get, and that's going to be the kill. Good job on Alex, even better job on RPK. He did get caught in the middle of that arch lane there. He could have definitely gone down.
He could have been traded much easier, but that second player just didn't want to swing wide. He just stopped at the corner and gave RPK a much easier fight to take and couldn't get his teammate involved.
You know, on the topic of RPK, because we have been, I'd say we've been having a couple of smiles around how Vitality have been playing in general. I just think for this tournament so far, RPK hasn't been like the main force. If he shows up in this game, that is going to be hard for Furia because he's such a good player. I feel like they almost have to sort of, you know, pray a little bit that he won't, that he's going to sort of continue in the same form so far.
He played very well at Summit, which is part of the reason why they ended up hoisting the trophy at the end of that event.
I feel like RPK has played pretty well in pretty much every other tournament, like for the last year or something. Like he actually has been incredibly consistent.
Oh, it's a great double peek from Vinny and CORSAIR, and again, Banana has just lost. The bomb is so far back though that Furia really can't commit a whole lot of their forces, although Vinny's starting to move up just to take control.
Yeah, but he only has 3 health. I think that's also why he was hesitating. Like, think about that. Now, a little bit of a flash. He gets that headshot. What a brilliant round from Vinny. 3 kills, securing the bomb site, although ZywOo is still here. It's a 2-on-2. Art covering that one side, hoping nobody comes through the smoke, and nobody will. There are no... Well, there's one flashbang there on ZywOo and a smoke left on Art. That smoke going to go. That's going to help them out a little bit.
Yeah, this is a very nice round so far for Furia. And now with that AWP in prime position, he can get 1 pick, he can stay alive for very long, and there's no... Oh, excuse me, ZywOo has 1 kit with the M4. There's a great shot from Art, peeking out the other side now, knows where the other player is coming from. And there's 2 players for ZywOo to find, and he's not going to be able to do it. Art's got the shot. 4-1 in the favor of Furia.
Yeah, and a very quick reset after Vitality picked up a round. That's also obviously going to be annoying to them.
They can actually still buy if they want to force up because they had the 3-weapon save, and I think they're going to. They dropped an AWP over to ZywOo, so it's going to be 2 AUGs, the AWP, and a couple SMGs or upgraded pistols with utility.
All right, putting on some pressure. I mean, this could be a good move, but it could definitely backfire as well. Let's see how this plays.
I like it simply because you're putting trust in your star player, right? You gave the AWP over to ZywOo, and if he couldn't have that AWP, maybe you don't go for it, but you're giving him the opportunity to win you around here. The AWP shot just narrowly misses. Art, same thing in mid, and he actually goes into the smoke. He takes a step forward. Dangerous, but NBK only had a pistol.
Don't you just love watching people play Counter-Strike like that? Where, like, you know, it is risky, but they're just feeling the game. Like, they trust in themselves enough to say, I'm just gonna, like, you know, a little bit more. I do like it. It can, I mean, that kind of Counter-Strike can, it has a risk, like it has a cost playing that way, but it's so exciting when it works.
That's what makes Furia kind of a fun team to see, is they do take those risks.
Well, under a minute, and there is 1 smoke left. It's on Apex, and that's really good news considering that he's at the B-bomb site. If he gets the timing down right, it could be beautiful, but if he fails it, they're going to lose the ball. Oh, actually, they're rotating a 3rd player in here. That's interesting. Now it's going to be fun. Smoke's already down from Apex. See how patient Furia are.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of map control way too early, and they've just been stuck behind these smokes, and I think that gives up the game. From like, oh, great shot from NBK. Art just looking in towards ult mid. That's the 5-7. And that 1 death, it might actually force Furia back. NBK is going to go hunting for information. He's got a man advantage and not a big risk if he loses that weapon. He just wants to find out where the hit is going to be. Confirm that it's the B-bomb site. Oh, ZywOo looking shaky with that first miss.
He's got so much backup here in the AWPs. How are they going to clear all these corners? They still have to worry about that AWP, so if they swing wide for the boost, that's going to be a problem. I mean, if you don't have Molotovs to clear out boost and oranges, that setup, I actually have almost no way to see how you can break that. That's going to be very, very tricky. Like, you have to respect the AWP, unless you've, well, if you Molotov like back new boxes and oranges, then we're talking.
If you Molotov everything.
If just, yeah, actually just do that.
Well, I mean, certainly that 3rd player helps out very, very much as well. Not going to expect that boost. Still have to deal with the AWP.
It seemed like the 2nd guy that got killed from boost, it wasn't even communicated to him that there was a boost, so maybe they didn't know, but Tech9's back. I like it. I want, you know, bring them back. Slowly.
Bring them back, Anders says. Well, nade damage is back in fashion as well. K-Serrano down to 22. NBK should have an easy time mowing this down. He is dinked. Might want to play a bit more passive, and he's going to help defend Pit. They're doubled up there. It's going to be a strong defense, and Furia still has not found an entrance. And now ZywOo is more dedicated.
A little bit of a jump down there. 5 versus 1. Did he do some damage? None at all. And Vitality's starting to wake up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this is the Renaissance tournament anyway. You know, Kenny's back, Shox is back, Tech9's back. There are a couple of more things that are back, but I've lost track, honestly. We've called it a number. I have called it a number of times.
You have definitely called it.
You're running it all back.
You're gonna die on that hill.
See, Moses, you really believe you want to put a pie on it?
No, I'm okay.
All right.
All Glocks for the Brazilian side, and Apex, not known to be an AWPer.
Hold up. That flashbang landed on the wall. That was very cool. Alex with a great spray down, and he does get overrun. He definitely tried to do that, and I don't know. I think that flashbang landed on the wall.
Alex didn't have any head armor. That could have actually gone terribly wrong if he was taken out. He did get gooshed a little bit. You saw his aim just kind of go all over the place.
Why did he not have head armor?
Not sure. Maybe he didn't think.
It's like when your parents tell you to wear like a bicycle helmet or something, Moses. You know, like, you go to war here. You gotta do that.
You do. Yeah, the helmets is a big thing in bike riding and here in Counter-Strike.
Definitely.
Deep Molotov down mid and banana control for the defensive side. Alex is just waiting. They're so blind. This Mac 10 is going to catch them both. He doesn't get the kills, but he's made it easy for Vinny.
They did it again.
Jesus.
It's amazing, isn't it? It is funny because Chad sort of brought up what French Counter-Strike used to be like. I think Chad and Pimp were having that discussion, and I mean it's not quite as crazy, but it was very fast-paced. You know, like it sort of feels like they should know. You know, they should be like, yeah, we kind of remember what it was like playing like this.
Are they going for this? That would be bold if they went for it. 3-on-5, now a 3-on-4. That molly. Zywoo's going through it, and he's got another one. He's gonna face the whole way through, a third kill.
Oh my god, how did he make it through in the first place? He almost tags him right through the smoke as well. Now he's picked up the AK instead. That bomb where it got ticked out. They need to move very quick, and there's Art coming through the smoke, taking down another one. Zywoo, he's got the quad kill. He's gonna tap the bomb, but I mean, even with the defuse kit, I mean, he had to get that right then and there. He almost did it.
I can't believe they actually went for it, and I can't believe Zywoo made it possible. Those are some stunning shots, and what a sequence. Brings back memories of how he actually closed out the grand finals last week at Summit, just charging up Banana all on his own with the AWP, 3 quick entry kills and the AK. Unfortunate though, just at such a disadvantage in that round to begin with. 5-4 lead in the favor of Furia.
That really cost them a lot on the T side. They buy Mac 10s, and I would say like that's a detriment, but we've seen it's not. they really do just run people down. So maybe we'll see it again. Vitality able to put together a really good buy in this round, so they're not going to be too upset at all. Scoreline 4-5 here at the early stage, first half of the quarterfinals. So it's too soon to tell what's really going to happen. But I think Furia are going to be quite happy about having 5 rounds already. And let's see what those Mac 10s can do if they're going to continue the madness. They are trying to, but that Molotov there should definitely buy them a bit of room. No, they smoke it off, and they continue to run. They just don't stop, and, well, Zywoo going to do his part to make that work. Now he's just holding it here. He gets a shot through on CORSAIR, and now they run back in the site. Still 2 people on it here. They're not too bad at all.
That's just so much pressure being applied at Banana early on, and this is going to make Vitality nervous about this part of the map for the rest of this half. Smoke to extinguish the flames, but he actually takes a different angle. One slip by, CORSAIR slip by. Vinny with the jumping shot, Zywoo's trapped in. He's got to do it all. Covering fire as well, keeping him pinned down. Another peek, but it's a narrow miss, and CORSAIR will finish him off finally.
Now PK not really committed to looking that angle. I think he was sort of, kind of tilting his head that way, but he gets taken down. I don't know, like it's crazy what it does when you're just playing this aggressively. We've seen this a couple of times. I think the most famous example we can think of in recent history is probably how Virtus Pro used to play, you know, sort of like, well, I guess both Virtus Pro and Na'Vi sort of used to play a little bit out of the rhythm of the rest of the competitive scene. And whenever somebody does that, especially to a team like Vitality that are used to playing, you know, a bunch of the teams that, let's say, played within the rhythm, you get one of these teams like Furia that
can catch you off guard.
It really kind of like you are used to like a certain flow in the game. Like, you know, certain things are supposed to happen. Like if you put down like, you know, a Molotov, a top banana, and you get like a couple of kills, and that's it. Like there's a pause in the game. You can get some information. There's certain things happening, and then you just don't care about any of that.
Well, it's also like one of the things that players talk about most about, you know, playing Tyloo when they've had some of their upsets is just like the style that they play with is just so unusual. It's just constantly moving forward. And that's kind of what we're seeing out of Furia here. There's not a whole lot of, you know, subtle tactics and moving across the map. It's just, you know, find an advantage and just lean on it until it breaks.
I mean, it seems like it should be easier for Vitality to like, you know, do the timeout that they're doing now and come up with a plan. But planning for something in the middle of a game that's really not easy. Like nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, making those adjustments mid-game.
Well, we're gonna see if they're gonna find a way here. No Mac 10s in play, but then again, kind of a scattered buy coming out here for Vitality. Again, Banana, so quick. No worries at all.
Yeah, Vitality to seemingly not even wanting to fight for it. Not even want to risk the players going down too early. Hall stack over towards A with 3 players because of those diminished weapons, and we'll see how much this small amount of pressure at the B bomb site, what can that do for Furia here? They're going to not go through the smoke. Nice timing, but it seems a lot of utility away from a CT side that doesn't have much.
I think I had a little bit out of it. Maybe Able J could be in trouble here. Suddenly going to go down to RPK on the follow-up, so that's well worth it. They just had pistols on that side. RPK, though, didn't want to go for it. I mean, he couldn't know if there was anyone else there, so going to leave the gun on the ground.
They're starting to shift over towards the B bomb site. Here's how much it is causing. Very nervous about that B bomb site that's been attacked and been lost a number of times, so it's what, only RPK inside of the pit to defend, and he's only got a P250. 3 players for Furia moving up mid. And they're going to wrap, use the range of these rifles against him.
He has got a single smoke, so if he could put it up to defend himself in pit and buy some time, maybe that could, if he could sort of get a kill and buy time, maybe his teammates could get there. Well, yeah, that's over. It's a good story, though.
It was a good story. I liked the way, I liked the build-up.
Yeah.
I liked the middle portion.
I was really, really setting it all up for Osmosis, but got cancelled quick. He did put the smoke down, but he was dead when it landed, so didn't really have the same effect.
He went down quick. Apex has the AUG that he can bring in the next round. Alex still has his as well, so these guns need to stay alive, and Vitality just cannot find a way to fight for this game.
No, they have really been muted in the early half here. Especially, I think the banana control, it is important, right? We see how they just, when they fight for it, they tend to get overrun. If they don't fight for it, well, I mean, this round they sort of got forced to use some utility and eventually rotated a couple of people over there. But even if that's not the case, some of those Molotov executes can still be devastating on that B-bomb side. Furia off to a fantastic start. I'm really impressed. And 7-4, the scoreline. I hope the game continues. I like this pace. Let's keep this going.
I don't see any reason for Furia to stop. They have to be forced into stopping by Vitality, and that's just not coming up. Another chance, though. Still, I mean, the buys for Vitality haven't even been that great at all times. They've had a couple nice ones, but mostly it's been this. A couple rifles, a few SMGs as well mixed in. NBK's back on his 5.7. Furia is going to take this one, not slower, but a different angle, not going in towards Banana. This time, a number of players jumping up in towards the halls.
Yeah, they're going to be setting up for the Molotovs for Saiwu's position.
They just encountered a stack in the halls. Abel J was dropped by that in the previous round, so calling out the potential for it, and Furia just coming in with a full set piece to take over this part of the map.
I mean, if they explode 3 people out, I don't see this MP9 really holding all of it. They'd have to hit some. Oh, the Molotov on top, maybe. They're going to flash their way through, jumping down into the pit. Vinny's already down here. Art picking up a kill, but he's going to go down. I don't think they know that there's a guy right next to them. Vinny can't really see anything. RPK definitely worried about it now. 55 seconds, and yeah, they're starting to really wrap around this bomb site. They're all in the pit, which is a little bit strange. They needed some backup from CORSAIR in middle to try and get in there and open it up. He's going to get the 1 kill there on NPK, and that might help out, but again, they need to move out of the pit. Molotov not going to force anyone into line of sight here of Alex. It's a good idea, though, and they're staying put for the moment, Vitality. They don't want to make that big mistake and start to go looking. 30 seconds, and I don't think they even know if the bomb is here yet. Abel J going to be picking up Alex, and they're just thinning them out. From being so aggressive and so fast to having this slow down in the middle, that's going to be very frustrating for Vitality.
That's super awkward for Vitality as well, especially because that kill CORSAIR gets on NBK in middle, that was the critical one, because that forces RPK to actually watch lane instead of helping his teammates inside the site. And yeah, they have pit, they have no utility to get out, but that's a long time. That was about 40 seconds those players inside the site had to just hold their positions and just remain nervous about being wrapped upon, about some awkward angle from pit, and eventually Furia is able to snap it open. It's going to be an 8th round now.
Really, really well done. The fact that they could change their pace like that, that's sort of a consistent thing. Like if you can apply like a number of rounds where you're very aggressive and you can really sort of take almost any fight, and then suddenly it changes. That's hard to play against, It
really is. That's some cool stuff. I mean, that's Furia now mixing in some tactics into their just brute force approach that they started this half with.
Yeah, because if you think about it from Vitality's point of view, if you know that once the fight starts, it pretty much doesn't end until they either put the bomb down or they're all dead, then you can rotate really quickly. You can make that call almost immediately and say, that's fine, they're here, let everybody show up because, we need help. But if you can't be 100% sure, then, you have to really wait, and that's annoying. Alex, he was in the range with the pistol there, but bullet missed just a tiny bit, and Vinny, actually Art instead. Apex down through the smoke. This is working out unbelievably well.
Yeah, and there's the peek down mid from Zaiwu. Vitality just are completely lost in this map. Look how patient they're being now. They have 3 kills. No one's pushing forward, just waiting to see the response. That's why they got that pick in towards mid. That's why they're getting that pick right there. RPK just trying to find the information. There's MBK with his scout, but he can only get a tag. 9-4 for Furia as they continue the march. And another timeout called by NBK for Vitality.
Yeah, trying to salvage what's left. If they could make it 9-6, I mean, then that would help them out a significant amount in this first half. But they're under a lot of pressure right now. See some, not a lot of talking being done, at least by MBK. Just, you know, maybe a time for everyone to take a big deep breath.
Yeah, just confirming maybe some small things. Doesn't look like there's going to be any discussion of sweeping changes, calling a new tactic, and then just taking, you know, the 30 seconds to think about things, to think about all the things you've done wrong to start this game.
Are you looking at me when you said that? All the things you've done wrong? I thought, what have I done wrong? I'm just trying to do my job here, you know?
That's a question that would take a long time to answer.
Dead like a podcast.
Here we go, up mid again. Back to the first gun round that they had. This time there's no MAC-10s. Good shot from ZywOo. He can now move over towards Rap side.
He saw that coming. It was, I mean, one of those moves that very often would have got something. And he turns around. Yuri with a great double kill. Alex down the middle. He should be able to get a kill fairly easily. The timing is everything, and that's the bomb as well. He's waiting. He wants a little bit more, but now one of them has passed, and he's going to get the one. He did transfer very early. Always a scary moment, but Alex with a good double kill. It sounded like the crowd enjoyed that. Yuri now, for everything that he did.
It's amazing the B defenders even go down in CT spawn when the attack is towards that ace fight. Yuri, oh, if ZywOo doesn't hit that, he has a real chance. He was going to get back in because Alex had a nade in his hands, wasn't able to trade it at that point. 9-5 as Vitality add one more to their total. That was 5 in a row for Furia.
Yeah, I mean, you know, no matter what, this has been a great first half for them, so I don't know if Vitality can match this kind of a scoreline on the T side. We'll have to find out, but I certainly have my doubts now. Alex steps on a grenade, very low on health, and they're boosting over on the other side. Art to pick up that kill. Are they aware? They're not even checking the corner. Alex, last time he was patient, and now he is again. That's the last player by, and he's gonna... Oh! Vinny turned around. That saved them right there.
Even if he didn't turn around, I think he wasn't going to be able to kind of pull that round back. I think they were too far away from him to get more than maybe 1 or 2 kills before they were able to respond. NBK is going to try and come in for a flank, but Abel J is going to spot him. That's an easy shot with the Krieg. And now there was one. ZywOo.
Not really much that he could do here in the 15th round. He's going to go down a CORSAIR out of 10-5 here at the end of the first half. We're going to go to a short break, and then we'll be right back with the second half coming up. we're back with the second half here. It's Furia and Vitality quarterfinals here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters. We are on Inferno, and so far Furia, well, they kind of overran Vitality that first half. 10-5 on the T side.
They very much overran them. That was a statement half for Furia. What an impressive T side that was. Very aggressive, and Furia, I mean, Vitality could never really contain it. Oh, they want to peek. A double nade, though, is going to force AbleJ back. Vinny's brought down low as well, but he's going to stick around. Just a tad bit more health. Aggression everywhere on this map, and look at what. This is somehow going to work, isn't it? He's not got anything. NBK does put him down.
I mean, that's very optimistic, isn't it?
I can't believe how much aggression there just was everywhere. Ult mid, 3 pushing in banana.
Yeah.
And it all gets forced away. Vitality beat them on each and every front, so a nice pissed around from them. A small chance of CORSAIR can do something crazy, but they might actually just decide to save this. AbleJ wants his armor. CORSAIR's got the smoke to help out in the next round, so yeah, they're not even going to fight for the pistol.
Because normally the expectation would be that now they're playing on the CT side, so they're going to be a little bit more settled down, you know, just try and hold some positions, but they just don't care. They're just going to continue to play this way.
2 T sides?
Yeah, why not?
Make it hard on yourself?
Just forget about the defending any bomb sites. Just pretend that you're just continuously attacking. You have to really appreciate it, don't you? I kind of wanted that to work for Art. Like, it would have been funny if they just, like, because there is like no reason to check that corner. So
you don't usually see a hunt of this level on a pistol round, but it has just happened. Alex is going to get 2 kills, including that final one, and Vitality up to 6.
Yeah, it's got personal, hasn't it? You know, really want to take him out.
It makes sense. I mean, if you're assuming they're going to buy in the next round, then yeah, take away that armor, force him to invest in it, because if he doesn't have to rebuy armor, maybe he can get a Molotov, maybe he can get a kit, and that can always change the round. So I like that from Vitality. 6-10, they're facing off against Deagle, CZs, and an MP9.
Yeah, and the weaponry, I mean, it's not much better on the Vitality side, although they do have more grenades, so we'll find out.
A lot of helmets picked up by the Furia side for these SMGs, so that'll be tough to kind of burn through some of that armor. Gonna try and delay at the start, but Vitality's already been so aggressive. They're already up mid, up brackets. There's only 1 player on that side, AbleJ, right in front of Pit, waiting for them to turn the corner.
That's gonna be really tricky, I mean, especially if that guy's gonna be coming out of the apartments too. Oh, seems like he fell all the way back, so it doesn't even happen. Now they're all weirdly grouped up. Vitality, they need to move on from this or fall back, but they can't just stay there in that really narrow choke. That's dangerous. They're going to be looping back instead. And over at the other bomb side, it's Vinny with the C-set 75.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That's a good timing for the smoke. They're going to be a little bit annoyed about that.
Yeah, there's plenty of time left in the round. They can actually wait it out, but
yeah, but they don't.
Still,
they don't know if there's a second one, do they?
Well, they don't know if anyone's rotating over. That's the big thing. Is when that smoke goes up, it buys a lot of time for Fury to shift across the map. So no one's actually moved from that A-bomb site, but there's no way for Vitality to know it. This round just gets dangerous. Look at the damage done to Alex and Apex. They can easily drop this.
If they go for A, what are the chances that they get 1 or 2 kills in there and then definitely don't expect a third one? Like, if there are 3 people on A, you don't expect for all of them to be on the bomb side, right? So, and it's only 20 seconds. So if the third player is there and he kills the guy planting the bomb, well, let's see how this works out. I wouldn't expect for them to check for the third man either. There's CORSAIR getting a kill. A little bit of a shot in the background. RPK goes down. 12 seconds on the clock. Art picking up one. Sideway with another one. And they're running for it. 8 seconds. They knew Apex to pick it up. And he's just going to get... Oh, no. What? He comes off. He's going to wait for it. He fights out in the open. He's around the corner. And oh, my God. It's Furia to pick it up.
I actually think he could have gotten that down.
No, he could absolutely. I think he knew that too. Well, either that or, I mean, those are balls of straight steel, isn't it? If he faked it to force him out. I have to assume that's what he did.
He might have just thought he was closer than he actually was, like he was going to be able to run into the bomb site.
Oh,
and
yeah,
kill
that
him,
could
right?
be it too.
That would be the one thing that I would think of. I don't think you fake in that scenario. You get that bomb planted when you see it's on 5 seconds. Maybe he just thought the time had passed. Either way, a big blunder for Vitality. Now they need so much nade damage. Even if Vinny goes down, which is after 2 kills, this is going to be tough. They find the second one, but Art is here, spamming through, more damage being done, more chip damage away. He can nade the bomb as well.
Oh.
Apex moves out of position, smart relocation, but this retake, it's on. But Art is forced back.
Yeah, they are very low. Alex might be the one to try and really do a lot here. AbleJ gets one, they turn for the grenade. Art there to pick it up instead, and now it's all on Alex. It's doable. Yuri does have head armor, and that's really a big deal, whereas Alex does not. So a fight here between the MP9s. Yep, it's going to end just like that. Straight headshot, that head armor making a big difference. So they're going to win the round 12-6, although I thought that was going to be over much sooner. Like, they stepped on that grenade at top banana. I was like, that's it.
A nice dink came out that made, I believe it was Vinny, get passive. He had that AK-47, which actually they don't even pick up. They don't even salvage that. So missed a small detail there. But yeah, Vinny was just forced back into a more passive angle and couldn't mow them all down. But still, Furia have a massive lead, and even with that plant, Vitality, they did this in the first half. It took them so long to actually have a very, very strong buy. They had so many weird buys stuck with SMGs, stuck with pistols. They can't get themselves into that hole again. They're going to have to just start having buys and just see if you can win it gun on gun.
Very aggressive, but he comes off the angle just as they turn the corner in second mid, so Tech9s are back though. We mentioned it every time. I don't think we've seen a Tech9 kill yet. So maybe it's going to get treated to one. Alex goes down. No Tech9 this round either. So just get cleaned up. 13 rounds for Furia. 13-6, in fact.
Yeah, this is a huge, huge opening map for Furia. Very nicely done.
Who are they playing? Are they playing Liquid if they win this? Is that how it works?
Yes, the winner of this series plays against Liquid in the semifinals tomorrow morning.
What a test for Furia if they have to go up against them in the semifinal.
Be a big test for Furia, and it would be a rematch for Vitality, which would be cool.
Do you yeah, that would be fun too. Do you think Liquid are watching this game right now with Furia playing like this and saying, you know, take notes, just don't be run over this way, you know?
Probably. I would imagine. I mean, they're definitely tuning into this game, seeing as how they play one of these teams next. I think the conversation around Furia is just, you know, that's exactly what you'd have to say. I mean, I think they're going to be talking and say we probably need to be a little bit more gun out, make sure one person in every kind of setup has their gun out at all times. Be aware that, you know, if you're thinking of what they're going to do next, it's probably going to be aggression. It's probably going to be trying to find a fight.
Yeah. If in doubt, you know, start shooting at the corners and they'll show up soon. Art takes the position. Not really affected by any of the grenades, so hard to see anything at this point in time. But he does actually lake RPK and a follow-up, but they're gonna get it too. That's a very good boost there. Yuri to pick it up, but Saiwu is so quick with that AK-47.
That was a very fast shot, and now this bomb site is open. Smoke has to come down. That's not gonna stop him. Nade to follow up could do some damage, but CORSAIR can't. Ooh, can he connect with this spray? That'd be nice. The nade has softened him up just a bit. They're into the site. CORSAIR is here to control ruins. And actually, he's going to go right through. He's going to go through and right into the arms of Apex. Molotov comes in deep, but that's going to hurt the retake. It's now a 2-on-3.
Maybe jumping the gun a little bit. NBK, the one to snipe away at Yuri, and Apex will follow up from that.
I think this is the dangerous side of this kind of level of aggression that Furia brings out is you got to have someone on your team saying pause. Like once it gets into that retake, you're sending one person forward, and there's really, I mean, you're just desperately hoping that he catches someone off guard.
Yeah,
I feel like they've had a couple post plants that I've noticed throughout this game. Like when, you know, usually they've gotten into the bomb site so fast on their T side that it didn't necessarily matter. But when the retakes come in, things do sometimes look a little bit sloppy.
No, I definitely agree. And that's sort of that second level that we were mentioning when they're on the T side. Like that one round where they stopped at A in the pit.
Yeah.
Like they need to be able to do a similar thing now that they're playing CT side, right? Like it's fine to be aggressive and do all these crazy things, but sometimes you really have to coordinate a little bit more. Sneaking all the way up. Art gonna be making the jump. Doesn't want to stick around for it.
He's a bit nervous up there. You can see him looking over towards the log. They hadn't actually pushed anyone down and cleared that out. So, I mean, that could be an easy way for someone to just find a timing. So, a little bit safer, just not up on that half wall. Running out of nades on this CT side. So, you imagine, yeah, Art is the only defender in Banana. Vinny has rotated over towards the Rap side where he is alone. He does have one flashbang. They've got two smokes. Those are positioned over inside the pit.
Surprising calm in this game. Like the first time we've ever had 10 seconds where, you know, we weren't screaming and people weren't shooting at each other. So 21st round, that's where things cool down a bit. Now they're back in action though, but that's a nice shot from Art. Very well done on Apex. instant smoke off. That was the second to last smoke that they had. Abel J has the other one, and we're down to 28 seconds. They're going to be walking into a 3-man stack, nearly 4. If Vinny comes back there from Arch, this is going to be horrendous for Vitality. 20 seconds. I think they're walking into an absolute death trap.
He should just drop the smoke now, and he's put it behind him, so it's not actually going to block off. That helps Vitality.
No, but Vinny goes down. Now maybe they could flank around. CORSAIR, great work here with the AUG. It's going to be 7 seconds, and the bomb is over there. I don't think he can get it in time. He's going to be trying to pick it up, and even if he got that kill, it wouldn't have mattered. That's not giving yourself a lot of space there. 14-7, and the Brazilian side way up there. Top of the scoreboard as well. Art with 19 kills.
This is the
Vinny
winning
at
play.
16.
Yeah, that's the winning play. That kill and Banana, and then the drop of the smoke just forces them away. They wanted to go back towards B. They wanted to go back in towards Banana, and it just got closed to them. Nice patience from Furia, those two players, keeping those smokes alive till the very end. Final timeout for Vitality. Final chance to take a breather and work things out.
They need to win like 9 rounds in a row to win the game, or 8 to maybe get overtime. It's it doesn't really sound like a scenario that's realistic, does it?
No, but if you're Vitality as well, you kind of got the impression this was going to be a tough second half when you get steamrolled on your own defensive side. The Terrorist team is not supposed to get 10 rounds on Inferno. 14-7.
Yeah, RPK at 8. I mean, this has been a weird game, but, you know, I still kind of want to see him show up here at the tournament. I want to see him do more. Definitely is an amazing player to have on your side when he starts to feel the game.
Well, we saw this boost earlier. It worked when it picked off one player coming up the far stairs. Gathering a lot of information, or at least one man's footsteps.
Yeah, they've left CORSAIR with one of the 2 orbs over on the other side. The boost will work again, taking down Alex. So far so good. And now they're trying to see if they can make their way through. Art not hitting the shot, but he got the information for the split that's happening on the bomb side. And you could already see Vinny's falling back. He's sort of ready for it. He definitely knows. Yeah, they're well aware of what's coming next.
Look at the response, too, from the A defenders. All 3 pushing down mid. The bomb is going to be locked in towards Banana, so even if Vitality want to go back towards A, even if they feel like they can't take over B, it doesn't matter. They realize it now. They have to move forward. It's the only way out. It's the only way to victory, and it's just not going to happen. ZywOo with 2 kills. There's the CZ. Art needs to back off. They cannot allow this escape route to open up for ZywOo. It's a 1 versus 3. Just keep running back with that AWP. ZywOo desperately trying to find him, trying to open things up, and he's done it. Now he can get over towards A. A mistake by Art. And ZywOo can clutch this and keep Vitality alive.
Yeah, well, it would have to be the ace clutch, wouldn't it? That's what he's gunning for, and if you want anyone left on this Vitality team in this kind of position, it's got to be him. 15 seconds, plenty of time to put the bomb down. Nobody near to stop him either. And now just peeking out, I'm not sure if you saw that, doesn't seem like it. Smoke going to be going up, and they almost have to respect it. Through the smoke, he nearly takes down Vinny. And CORSAIR coming in with that AWP. Maybe he could... I wish he could have found another weapon. That could be a hard weapon to try and retake with. Now he's out. Past the smoke as well. They line up for him. ZywOo, oh, there it is! The ace clutch able to pick it up to get Vitality to 8 rounds.
There it is again, the backfire of so much aggression on Furia. It's crazy trying to come through this smoke that pops up here. I know they wanted to turn the corner, but stop fighting now. You don't need to go through that, and Art gives him the alternate path that he needed. Plenty of time for ZywOo to get over towards A and get the bomb planted and set up to defend. What a clutch.
Yeah, he really needs to stay in place. They're going to be grenading down the middle, aren't they? A lot of grenades and really no damage at all here for Furia. So Vitality, well, they should know what's coming now. They should have heard a lot of that and probably be ready for it. Although Art and Vinny are going to pick up a couple of kills, and still at the top of Banana. Ready and waiting is Vinny. Good couple of cleanups there, and Apex also holding his own.
That's the bomb.
That is the bomb, isn't it?
Can you get the gun? I think he's very, very scared of underpass, for good reason as well. 9 bullets left for these final 2 kills. Running low, smoke out to delay. Now only 5 bullets left, and he's got the MP7.
Flashbang, they're both flashed, these lines. Oh! That is a beautiful flashbang.
That's so sick. What a play to come up with out of nowhere, right off the wall.
Oh, I love to see that in third person, just to get a sense for how long that was airborne.
How is
God.
everything Vitality does just gets straight countered? Furia is just pulling out an incredible game.
Yeah, that was really well done. Gonna be upsetting for ZywOo. He's 24 kills and they're down 7 rounds. So he's having a great game, but it's not even close to enough right now.
And look at this buy now for Vitality. That has got to be so gutting. Your star player delivers an ace clutch at a moment where you desperately need a little bit of life, and you cannot follow it up with a victory, and you're back to just fighting for pistols. And this is potentially the last round. Vitality have to win 7 in a row to get to overtime. It all has to start here, where they don't have firepower to work with.
Right, they really don't. Fury have absolutely crushed Vitality on Inferno. Very scary performance. You sort of expect that after the first 5 rounds of the kind of aggression that we saw, that's when the French would sort of turn around and say, okay, now we get it. And it just kept going. It was so aggressive. Vinny on the other side here probably needs a little bit of help, and he's not going to be there in time. A lot of spam coming through, and actually aren't able to pick it up on ZywOo of all people.
All right, 4 on 3. Smokes down in the choke points for Vitality. They're going to get this bomb planted. It will be a retake. There's 2 kits to work with, but only 2 flashbangs for the retaking team for this defense to try and get back in. All 4 players coming from CT spawn. Oh, and RPK has a follow-up smoke. That sucks. If you're Furia, that is awful.
Yeah, you hear that, but they're going to go through anyway. Good enough lineup, and actually Apex able to pick up the kill there. Thought that wasn't going to happen. Now it's all on him, and he's going to be dropped as well. They have time for the defuse, and that is going to make it 16 rounds here for the first map of the quarterfinals as Furia take it against Vitality with just an amazing performance.
Yeah,
cool team.
I mean, it started in that first half. It felt like Vitality was... It didn't feel like they were going to be able to fight for it in the second. 10 rounds on your offensive side at Inferno is huge for Furia, and just a relentless assault on those bomb sites. That was really, really fun to watch. And then that incredible clutch that we saw right at the end. I mean, ZywOo have one, but Yuri with that flashbang, that just like improv flashbang in that scenario.
Yeah, I really would love to see that again, just from a bird's eye view. That'd be fun. Yeah, what a game that was. I mean, it was only map number 1, but still,
We've got Nuke next.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if they're going to be so fast on Nuke, it's not as easy, but...
That'll be really interesting. You're right, with outside on the upper bomb site, a fast-paced T-side could be really, really cool. Either way, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll have the analyst for you.